but I know like 3 or 4 people who got their phones or
Yeah,
shit.
and they're going to target women because women can't do anything. What up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. Today, we're going to be reacting to modern women talking about their solo traveling stories. So, solo traveling is a great way for women to be whores. Now, you all know that deep down, we're just these raunchy sex like demons. We just want to, we really are. But the problem is society is going to crumble the more of a horse we are. So if you like whores and you want to, you got to do is go to places where women solo travel. I mean, that's why, hotel bars are notorious for it's like the love story between married men and whores. It's like, okay.
Places I felt unsafe as a solo female traveler. Keep in mind, everyone has different experiences, and this is purely off of mine, and I would still travel to all of these places again. Number 1, France. I've had a few uncomfortable situations in the country. On my first solo trip to Paris, I almost got scammed by the petition scammers at the Louvre, and when I tried to get out of it, they became—
Yeah, and men are going to take advantage of the fact that women are kind of retarded, so they're gonna you're going to see more scamming stories.
very aggressive, but thankfully I was able to get out of it because there was a lot of other people around me. Also, while in Nice, I was walking down the street by myself when a man popped out of the bush with a pointy stick in his hand and started chasing me down the road, ended up throwing the stick at me and laughing. Number 2, Mexico. I love traveling around Mexico, but I did have an uncomfortable situation with a man once at a beach. I was sitting minding my own business when he came up, approached me, put his towel directly next to mine, and started asking me very uncomfortable questions like where I'm staying, how long I'm going to be staying, just very intrusive questions where my gut was telling me I need to get out of this situation. I started to make up an escape plan and waited until he went into the ocean with his back turned. I grabbed all of my stuff and ran out of there. Number 3, Nicaragua.
And this is why you have to understand women do not care about our safety. We do not care. And that's why you shouldn't care. Because if women cared about our safety, we wouldn't live in cities. We wouldn't travel to all these places alone. And I'm not even anti-female travelers. I think you can do it in a safe way. It's fine. See the world. You're young. Why not? But let's just call it for what it is. Women just, we take advantage of the fact that like we're like a protected class in society. So men are always going to protect us and we take advantage of that. And it's kind of getting a little out of hand.
Unfortunately,
Nicaragua, I don't know if I would go there.
this is probably the country where I've experienced the most catcalling from men and uncomfortable situations. It seemed everywhere I went on the street, if a man went by, he had to say something or make a noise, something that made me feel uncomfortable, to the point where I really only wanted to walk around.
This is white women shit. She's like recording her walking in front of brown men to see them compliment her. Oh my God. Look, I mean, I talk about black people on this channel, but I'll also talk about white women. That's some white women shit. I traveled to these countries where it's very normal to catcall and almost harass women in some of them. And I'm shocked that as the only like blonde woman here, I get a obscene amount of male attention. I mean, when I was in India, when I was 18, my family went to India. And yeah, I mean, they would take pictures because they that was the most famous I've ever felt, even to this day with my little channel.
Streets that were super busy. Again, these are just my experiences, and please don't let this deter you. Unfortunately, ladies, there's men like this in every city, every country in the world.
Oh my God. We are the least self-aware group. Like, at least black women, like you guys know your reputation. You guys know what you're about. And a lot of times black women own it. They're like, yeah, we'll fight your ass. But white women, we just can't acknowledge where we're kind of terrible,
I've traveled to 49 countries, mostly solo, and I've picked up a lot of safety tips along the way. So here are a few things I refuse to do as a woman who solo travels. I will never tell people I'm traveling solo. I always pretend I'm with a friend or I'm meeting my boyfriend later.
Okay, that's at least smart.
It's happened a lot in taxis, Ubers, and it can be uncomfortable if they know that you're by yourself. So I always pretend I'm going to meet someone. Walk alone at night or wear headphones when I'm walking. In short, Cape Town taught me well. I refuse to talk to strangers when I'm out on the street. Remember that it's never too rude to ignore someone. If someone makes you uncomfortable, you don't have to talk to them. I will never get drunk. Unfortunately, I learned this lesson the hard way. Men can easily take advantage when you're drinking and you've had too much to drink. It's fine to have a few drinks and to have fun, but never have more than a few because you never know what can happen. and it's never worth it when you're in a new country alone. I also don't get too close and make friends with guys too quickly. That's not to say you shouldn't trust men, because there are a lot of good guys out there, but you shouldn't just like open up entirely when you don't know someone. You never know a guy's intention, and even if you're in a relationship, they might try something, so that's just something to be aware of. I always try to make friends with at least 2 girls at a hostel, just so I have that support if I
Okay, these are actually good tips.
need it. And lastly, I never post a live location. If
That's
I'm
smart. That's smart.
posting anything
That's a woman thinking about her safety at least a little bit.
on Instagram, it's from a few days ago at least, so no one knows where I am. I never share the hostel I'm at or the hotel I'm at. When I'm still staying there, I wait till I leave. I'd been stalked before by someone when I was in the Philippines, and they followed me from island to island, hostel to hostel, because they were looking through my Instagram stories, and I didn't even have a following at the time. I had probably 1,000 people that followed me. I
Yeah, but when you're a young woman, I mean, that's valuable. So.
didn't recognize his username, didn't know who he was, didn't even see that he was looking at my stories. Luckily, it didn't escalate to anything.
Okay, let's get the next one.
I visited 30 countries as a solo traveler, and here are the times where I did not feel safe.
Let's see if we believe her. Believe no women.
First off, out of all of those 30 countries, there is not one single country that I can declare as like, I did not feel safe in XYZ country. These are all like small scenarios as part of larger trips. I've never been to a country that I've written off as completely unsafe. The place I have felt the most unsafe, like incident-wise, was Italy. And I would go back to Italy in a heartbeat, but I think it's important to know as a solo woman traveler, there are people looking to scam you. They just are. I had a man follow me through the streets of Florence aggressively until I turned around and basically told him to F off. And I had a man try to get me to come with him like pretty forcefully at the train station in Milan. Italian women are not afraid to say fuck off and no, and you shouldn't be either. I felt unsafe in Quito, Ecuador, not because anything that actually happened to me, because I had heard from other people to be really, really careful about going out at night and be really, really careful with your phone. So I was super duper extra cautious with my phone and my belongings the whole time, and I was okay. But I know like 3 or 4 people who got their phones or shit.
Yeah, and they're going to target women because women can't do anything. Again, we could travel with our family. I grew up traveling with my family. We're going to pick to do it by ourselves and get robbed. I mean, that's the choice we're going to make. And I keep repeating this because I do think it's important for men to understand how little we want to be with men. We got to stop gaslighting that women have any desire to be with men.
Stolen in Quito, Ecuador, which is just violating to feel like someone's going to snatch something out of your pocket at any time and you can't relax really. So just something to know. I loved Ecuador as a whole. Loved Ecuador. You should definitely still go. I also had an incident where I felt unsafe in Costa Rica, which is supposed to be the safest of the Central American countries to travel to. I have visited a lot of Central America. It's one of my favorite places in the world. And the only safety incident I had the whole time was in Costa Rica. It was basically that a fight broke out at a bar that is frequented by tourists in a tourist surf town. So it was just a bit jarring that, I mean, I live in Atlanta and I've definitely seen some bar fights in my day. And this was the most intense one I've ever seen. People were bleeding, people were cut open. It was bad. So just a reminder that even if you're in a touristy bar or touristy destination, keep your wits about you, keep your head on a swivel because
Yeah, look, women do not care about their safety. And you see all these female commentators saying they want to like protect women. No, they don't. Women, I mean, and women have to protect men because women are the ones with all the power. Women have to make sure the men are safe. So anyways, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. Thanks so much for coming in, and I'll see you next time.